Reach for the sky, boy.
What is going on, you freaking marktards out there? What's going on, you hustlers out there? It's your man's 8-Track Brown, the PWHustle, back in full effect. The wrestling show that we have neglected for so many goddamn months, so many goddamn weeks, to the point where, we just said, F it, let's do it. Billy Ray Valentine couldn't join us because he's off, trying to meet with AOC. And he's trying to bag that up. So we gave him the blessing. We said, go ahead and go do your thing. And he's out there trying to do his thing for the Democratic Party, trying to do his thing for Kamala Harris. He out there trying to get the votes. Q, yo, BRB out there trying to beat Trump in these mean streets. I heard he's a soldier out there for the Democrats. Is this true?
What? Are you kidding me? That man was on the rooftops in Butler, Pennsylvania. What are you talking about? He was the second one. He was that second one that he ran away. And he got the Amtrak. He's like, I ain't in this. I'm not in it. But you said he registered as a Democrat? I want to see the documents. I don't even believe that for
no, I didn't say he registered as a Democrat. I'm saying he's helping shit with the Democrats. He's out there being a Democratic machine, man. Trying to stop the orange man. He's with her. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I understand to do it for her. There's a reason. There's a motivation. But you know what, Track? And for all the hustlites out there, you know what? If one side says the country is going to go to shit if you're going to vote for this person, and the other side says the other person is the country's going to go to shit, doesn't that tell y'all something? That the country's going to go to shit no matter who you vote for. I'm just saying.
See? And that right there, and that is coming from that you know where that's coming from right there? I'm gonna tell you who that's coming from. That those great words that you just heard can only come from the most objective, the most scholarly, the most magnanimous, the most educated, the most effervescent, and the king of the hoopla. Not only that, but he is a socialist extraordinaire. Okay? All right? And he is the most glorious man in the IWC, YWC, TWC, XWC now, because last time it was Twitter, but now it's XWC. The Professor Chabelo de la Cruz out in the vortex. What's going on, my brother?
I have to get out in the vortex. I can't be in my Epstein mansion because they're raiding it. Him and that mansion, Diddy's mansion. I can't do it, so I got to go into the vortexes right now. But everything's good. You know what? I was happy. For the last couple of weeks, we haven't done the hustle track. So, I've been doing my reflection. I've been going in the time machines, and I was teary-eyed because I did a spotlight on the greatest of all time, John Cena. Now I'm recovering. I'm in the present right now, and the tribal chief is back home. The tribal chief is for all the hustlites right now. The tribal chief is like Skywalker. He brings balance to the Force. He's the prophecy. That's what happened. The prophecy came true. He's bringing balance to the Force, and now we're on the next chapter. Paul Heyman's right, Track, that the Bloodline story, they were in the third inning or something. I think he said something like, after WrestleMania 39, we were only in the bottom of the third inning. He's right. This Bloodline storyline, I think we're in the top of the fourth, maybe even top of the fifth. We still got ways to go. My goodness.
I will say this. We're not gonna run down SummerSlam. We're definitely gonna talk about it. And I will say this: that was one hell of an entertaining show. I enjoyed it. You know, I was not I wasn't soured. You know, now it wasn't perfect. There were a few things that bothered me, and you guys saw them in some of those reactions that I put up, and there was a few things that I howled in amazement for. You guys saw that in some of the reactions that I put up. So that what does that tell you? That tells you that A-Track Brown enjoyed the show. I can laugh, I can get mad, I can rant and rave, I can get excited, and that's what you want from a wrestling show, no matter what company it is, and that's what I enjoy. See, I may not give a damn, and I may get frustrated with what I see on weekly television, but when I watch a pay-per-view and it all comes together, it makes it worthwhile. It makes it worthwhile. You know, and even the ratings are not reflective to it, but Dynamite has been fucking good. Raw and SmackDown, the thing about SmackDown is you watch SmackDown and you're watching it because you're watching it for one main reason. You're waiting for Roman Reigns to show up. Um, Raw has been shaky at times. You had solid shows, you had good shows, you had boring shows. And I'm gonna tell you something. Um, when they go to Netflix, it's gonna be great because I don't think you're gonna be the boring factor. I think we're gonna lose that. We're gonna unless it's like, come on, because we're not getting 3 hours no more, right? It's 2 hours, back to 2 hours.
I do not know, especially all the money that Netflix is about to pay them. It could still be 3 hours. We don't know.
Oh wow, I was expecting it to go
I
back
think
to
everybody's.
two
I think.
hours.
No, I think everybody's expecting it to be 2 hours because it's Netflix and because I guess it could be commercial free. But that's for the ad tiers. Like I pay for no commercials. I don't know if you
Yeah,
pay. That's a different thing. So
no, I
if
don't
you
have any ads on mine either.
when they have to do a break, it's going to be picture in picture. So WWE will do their ads, so it still will happen. So I don't know. I think if it's commercial free, maybe it might be like the 2 hour and 30 minute with some filters, and then maybe they do something like that. But I cannot say that. We'll see what happens in January 2025. But you know what? I'm with you, Track. But for WWE, in terms of the pay per view, I know we're not going to go through everything, but you're right. Some of the matches were a little bit sloppy. So some certain thing. The one thing that I will critique WWE is like, do not do repetitive shit. Like Rhea Ripley's match, we're not going to go match by match, but her spot with the shoulder was beautiful. The way that she played it off with Liv Morgan and shit like that.
Yeah, I thought that was
But,
good.
but there was a problem, Track. 4 other matches wanted to do the shoulder spot. No, and my illustrious, tag team partner on the Reflection, TW, would tell these wrestlers, "What are you doing? What are you doing in your match? Are you doing the shoulder spot? Okay, I won't do it for my match. Follow the goddamn rules. If Rhea Ripley did her shoulder spot, which
You're right.
she's the first, I can maybe squeeze it with Braun Breaker because he's a big dude against Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn's the underdog. But don't do it over and over and over again. Take Triple H. That would be the L that you have to do. Take a memo. Somebody did the shoulder spot
That's been
twice.
the man's
Don't do it.
mo. That's been his mo.
But
Repeat,
I,
repeat,
I'm
repeat,
I,
recycle,
I'm
repeat.
I'm being consistent. I'm the most objective man. If I don't like what I don't like, I'm just saying. Two matches tops, Track. Do not do the same spot for two matches, or do not do the same idea for multiple matches. Two is the
Look,
limit to me.
it's apparent that somebody in the back was watching every single Lethal Weapon movie, and the Mel Gibson character, Riggs and his shoulder, they just loved that, so they wanted to incorporate that in every single match. They wanted to give all props to Riggs and his character in Lethal Weapon. That's what it was all about. But speaking of the Rhea Ripley match versus Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's Championship, that man, the ending, I can't sit here and say that, oh, I called it, because we all saw that coming. It was not I called it. It was they better do this. There was no way. There was no way to end that match and have Rhea Ripley win. There was just no way. You had to have Rhea Ripley lose. You had to have Dominic turn on her. You had to have him go full Latino heat. Okay, yeah, and unfortunately, he does not have Eddie Guerrero's charisma or mic skills. Don't get me wrong. I'm not jumping on no Dom bandwagon. I still think he's awful. But
but looking at the DNA, he's got his look. It's getting so close.
Oh, he's got the look. No, let me tell you something. I gotta be honest. I gotta be real here. This nigga Dominic is looking like Randy Marsh from South Park, bro.
Oh, that's
What a baller he really is. I saw it yesterday. I said, yo, that mustache is too goddamn thick. You need to trim that bitch. Because he dead ass looks like Randy Marsh. It's not, yo, I'm dead ass serious, bro. This nigga looks like,
I can't watch this South Park without thinking Randy Marsh is going to join the Judgment Day right now.
Yo, for real. And, I always felt that the plan they have for Dominic is eventually to turn him face. I've always felt that. It's not gonna happen anytime soon because he's as far as they're concerned, he's killing it as this heel that everybody just wants to go away or just can't stand, and they get the loud boo reactions for him. But it can't. The bloodline, the Judgment Day had to end or had to go a different route eventually, and I always felt that that if they are going to turn Dominic face, it probably would have been cool to have him go with have Finn and JD McFuckface and Liv kick them out, and the Judgment Day splits, and you have Dom and Rhea, and you have
that was the wild card. When you figured that match, like he finally supposedly gave in to Liv Morgan, but Liv Morgan was playing his emotions, playing into his temptations, and it was Finn all along. Which it could still happen.
It could still go that route, yeah.
It could still go that route on the Raw.
Because the plan, and I guess we'll see that on Monday. I know for a fact we got Survivor Series coming. That's the next major one, right? That's Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken. The next major one is Survivor Series. So
technically, that's of the big four. But
the big four.
But the one that people are talking about is Bad Blood. I think that's the one in October.
Yeah.
So because now that's the next chapter. All these blood feuds, if you will.
We're getting Dominic. We're getting Dominic, Finn Balor, and Liv versus Damian, Rhea, and Yeet, Jey Uso. Because now here's the story is that he wants mommy, and after what just happened, and I guess we'll see what happens on Monday. But that's my theory that we're gonna get that match at some point, be it Bad Blood or Survivor Series. But Survivor Series makes sense too, but so does Bad Blood. But we're definitely getting that match, and why they're throwing Jey Uso into this feud is beyond me, but that seems to be the route that they're gonna go. Now, what I found funny about that match at the end, the expression on Rhea's face, I'm like, is she selling being hurt? Is she is her heart broken? Is she crying? Or is she? I thought she was laughing in like, you son of a bitch. I couldn't read her. It was hard to tell. I was like, what is she? And now maybe that's been an experience on her part to sell herself being sad and heartbroken. It's kind of.
I think there's a plethora of emotions. You go through the phases of sad, shocked, and now full on rage, which will happen because now she's got two people's asses to kick, and that's Dom and that's Liv Morgan right now. The revenge tour is going to go the opposite way. The Rhea revenge tour.
You saw it coming. This pay-per-view was, I guess you say, a night of predictable moments, but not that's a bad thing. Is if you know something is going to happen, then your overall take on it will be the execution.
If we all read the Marvel Comics track and we see the movies on Marvel play out, that's the same way we're acting. We just want to make sure that it's very consistent and it just is true to heart to where it's going. And like you said, predictable is not bad as long as predictable makes sense.
Exactly, and it's executed the right way, and it comes off as entertaining because everything that we knew was going to happen tonight happened tonight. We knew, Dom was gonna turn because when you heard that promo on Monday, like, oh, I love mommy, this, that, you knew what was happening. You just knew it was happening. And it's like, you better do this or you're idiots. Now you can go into the Damian Priest match. Some people knew, some people didn't. Some people were 50-50 on it. And my whole thing was, look, if we're gonna get Triple H and Hunter all over again, then this is just I I can't just help but laugh. The street trash promo and you people and this, that, and he still went over. And I'm like, yo, I don't care if this dude interfered. I don't care if he interfered. The fact that he still went over, I was like, yo, and people were like, because I said, listen, when you are having two guys cut these particular promos, right? And the heel is telling the face that you aren't shit. Not that you're not ready. That's a different type of story and feud. This wasn't a you're not ready type of promo. This was, I'm better than you because you ain't shit. You from the streets and I'm from a blue collar life or blue blood life or whatever, blue bloodline, whatever you want to call it. And so when you are saying that in a promo, you're giving me the feeling that the street trash is going to rise up and overcome the hateful bigot, i.e. Triple H and Booker T. And that's why this, if you know, you know. And this was all over again. That's all it was. Because don't have him talk down to him like that just to have him lose. I don't mind the dialogue. What didn't make sense is having him talk down to him like that and having him lose. And then you got the show in Germany coming up. He could have just won it there.
No, you're right. He could have done that. But what have I called Gunther Track, if you remember? I call him the best wrestler with most boring gimmick. He is. And just talking is just not it's just not his strong suit. So he's just trying whatever they're feeding him, he's gonna do it. And he's so bland that it comes off a certain way. That's why I think that's what Triple H gave him, those lines of saying you're street trash, you're beneath him, I'm a blue blood, and all this stuff. But he's just, but once the bell rings, Track, sometimes you can almost forget it. I just think you can just almost forget it because he's the best. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Oh
and
no,
he had a Meat Madness match in some what do they call it? What the AEW Mark call it? The Meat Madness match.
Meaty men slapping meat.
Whatever.
And I gotta be honest. To Damian's credit, every match he had as a champion was good, and especially the one where he got hurt and he had to work through that injury. And I felt that you got to give your man the props on not so much his title run, but his title matches. And here we start where we have a guy who is going to have a Gunther's title run is going to be no different from his IC title run, which I didn't think was that great. The run was great. Like he had like, as far as, again, his matches were concerned, he had good matches. He didn't have a whack match. But his run was like, okay, you're just having this title for a long time. You're having good matches, but your angles and your feuds don't really hit. It's all like, all right, just get to the match.
The gimmick. It comes to the gimmick where it's a little bit boring, it's a little bit bland, and that's the way it is. And also, he just needs his Imperium people to kind of like, shield him from his boring gimmick. He needs Ludwig Kaiser, and they kicked away Giovanni. So that was a stupid mistake. But
I didn't understand them breaking up Imperium. They should have left them. They should have left them together. And or at least added a new member. And I thought a lot of people thought it was going to be Dragunov, and I'm glad it's not, because Dragunov needs to be on his own. But he needs Imperium. He wasn't. I don't think he was ready to go solo just yet. To be honest, I don't think he's meant to go solo. This is not a guy who should be on his own.
No,
he should have a speaker.
Hurt. Ludwig's hurt, so he's out.
Oh yeah. I know. That's true. Yeah. Kaiser is hurt because of Braun Breaker, who also is now the new IC champion.
What did you call him? Wait, no.
Braun Breaker.
He ain't Braun. That guy's got it. That guy's got the it factor. That's big.
He ain't got shit.
That's Big Bad Booty Daddy 2.0. He's got it.
Listen, as far as what he can do in the ring, as I keep telling people, and the same, and I've only said this to people who I've seen criticize this person. I'm like, you're gonna try to sell me on Braun Breaker, but you hating on Brian Cage. And I'm talking about in ring. Everybody's big deal about Brian Cage. I'm like, this is the same thing here. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Now, all I'm saying is I'm impressed by both, but also they both give me the same vibe, which is you're fucking corny. You can wrestle, you can hang, you can do amazing shit, but you're corny. The guy's personality is that of a brick wall. That promo he cut on Monday, and I wish I would have did a reaction to it, was fucking whack, and it was pre-recorded. My issue with Breaker is he tries too hard. Number one, he has a tan like he took a fucking shower and shit. Nigga come out looking dirty and bloody at the same time. I'm like, was this nigga beating up meth heads in the back? And also, he's trying to fuse. And I don't know if this is his idea or the direction of creative in the back. They're trying to fuse Scott and Rick into one with him. And it's not working. And do you want me to cheer this man or boo this man? Because if you want me to boo him, don't have him coming out barking. He's supposed to be a heel. Why is he acting like a face? Just because he comes out and beats the shit out of somebody. Brock Lesnar, people booed his ass. Go ahead. My bad.
No, it's okay. I understand where your criticisms are of Braun Breaker, or as you said, Bland Breaker. I think they're just trying to do a synergy of Scott and Rick. And again, he's got to refine it. It's going to take some time to have the perfect hybrid mold of Braun Breaker, but you can never ignore the Steiner legacy. You can't ignore that track, even though that name is horrible. Braun Breaker is horrible, but they're not going to call him Braun.
I'm not saying get away from the legacy. I'm not saying get away from that. What I'm saying is,
but you're going to have to incorporate a little bit of it, not copy it, but incorporate it as respect.
Don't splice him. He's there. He. Listen. He's one son and he's the other nephew. Yes, he is a Steiner, period. Yeah. That's just the way it is. He's not their love child. Like, don't try to get me too. It's just not working. He doesn't have what Scott has, and Rick barely had shit anyway but a bark. So it's
very high impact that what he does in the ring. And this is not me defending him, but I think I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt here. But he has this chance with the barking and his high impact moves that the people will actually gravitate towards him to cheer for him. I think that's what Triple H actually wanted. He's going to be the badass. I don't want to, and I'm not trying to compare legacies or people, but remember Goldberg back in '97 when he came in, did the same thing. No one knew what to do with him, and they didn't know how to react to him. But he did those high impact moves, and sooner or later, people were just yelling, and he didn't say shit. But Braun Breaker saying shit. So yeah. I think it's gonna morph itself where the people are gonna cheer for his high impact moves, and now he's gonna be that good guy, whether he wants to or not.
Turn the guy into a face. He's not a good heel. He's just not. Turn him face. Let him do his bargain routine. To be honest with you, if you really wanted him to be a heel, they should have started him with a tag team. They should have had him in a tag team. To be honest, I would have called up Pillman, and I would have had him turn on Pillman. I would have had them both be a tag team, and I would have had him turn on Pillman. That way, he really would have got some type of heat, or they'll put him with somebody else. But the bottom line is, he's not a heel. I think this guy is more of a hyped up face dude who will get the crowd going, and it's fine, but turn him into a face. And he has to put some bass in his voice. That's got to change, because the dude, I keep saying, the dude sounds like Sami Zayn looks. It ain't hitting for me. That's why I say, and people get confused.
He's gonna bleach his hair. He's gonna bleach his hair. You're gonna try it.
But people get confused. They think because I say this nigga's bland, I'm talking about his in-ring ability, and I'm not. I'm talking about him as a character. And I tell people, give me your fucking favorite Braun Breaker promo. I'll wait, because it don't exist. And I've been saying it since he was in NXT. I'm like, this guy cannot talk. This don't stop trying to make him into a Steiner. It's no. I mean, yes, he is a Steiner, but don't, you know what I mean? It was like trying to turn Curtis Axel into Kurt Hennig. Don't do that. So that's the way that it is. And as far as what we got here in terms of this pay-per-view, the goddamn it moment was when Jacob got hurt, and
That's a work.
I that's not what the hell is
That's a
wrong with
work.
you?
That's a
It's not,
work.
you're sounding
Trust
like the
me.
people. You're
That's a
sounding like the
work.
people in the comment section, bro. You're sounding
That's a
like the
work.
people in the comment section. That's not a work. The man was legit
Trust the
fucking
professor.
hurt.
That's the work. You know why
What?
it's the work? You
Why
know
is it a
why it's the
work?
work?
Why?
Because I think people thought that because of that moment, we were expecting Jimmy Uso to come out. And it was not even the right time for Jimmy Uso to come out. And that was the thing. Everything that Jacob Fatu has done since he debuted track has been high impact, and he is impervious to pain. He can't take a DDT because he gets up and kicks you in the face. If you
God.
if you compare his debut, which he did the same move, the same spot on the same table that did the shit that collapsed, the same shit. He did that in his debut on SmackDown.
So
I watched
what?
it. No, I'm just telling you this. What they wanted to do was shield Jacob Fatu from what Roman Reigns was doing. That was okay because the next chapter of the Bloodline, Hustleites, is this. Roman Reigns is going to have to get the originals back. He's going to have to bring the group back. He's got to bring the Temptations back online. So that's why he's got to bring back Jay into the fold. He's got to bring back Jimmy into the fold. So you got that 4-on-3 and War Games. If he might have to bring his cousin back, and then we'll find out that The Rock has been the puppet master for Solo, the puppet master for Tama Tonga, and all that stuff. That plays itself out because we still got to get The Rock and Roman.
No. Keep on explaining this bullshit because you got me to the point where I gotta get a bomb hit out of this
it
now.
Ain't bullshit, hustle. It's part of the chapters. It's part of the Bloodline chapters here. It's The Rock's the puppet master. You got to get to Rock Roman Reigns for WrestleMania. You got to make it make sense. So War Games is the best way to make sense, where The Rock betrays the original Bloodline in the War Games. And by the way, you know what? And even for the supposed injury of Jacob Fatu, guess what we're gonna get? We're gonna get Freebird Bloodline rules.
They were gonna do that anyway. People keep saying that they were gonna do that anyway. They don't need to play a fake injury to have that. They were gonna do that anyway. This is the Bloodline. They don't have to, fake an injury to have the Freebirds rules. They be like, listen, you do it this night, this be another night. That's it.
Right. There's no wise man to at least explain it to everybody, but that's what's gonna happen.
Bro, I saw what happened. Saw what happened. That shit was real, and I saw how he played that off.
I don't have my bong to retort back. So
they don't. You know for a fact that when the commentators go silent, that's it, and they moved away from him quick fast. And even when they,
but I don't want to cut you off, but we've had injuries play out like this in the past 2 or 3 months. AEW did this already. Hangman Page. Everybody thought, no. Let me just say this. Hangman Page did the same kind of knee injury, but then you needed that validation from Sean Ross to say, oh, it's part of an angle. Buddy Matthews was getting married and he needed to be on the honeymoon. And
exactly, we knew why. No. They had legit reasons as to why they had to have an Roman injury angle. This is not that.
Roman doing what he did is as legit as you can get.
No. This ain't that. I'm not buying it. It's and not to mention the man's walking around in the what do you the boot thingy, whatever. The live reports from him not being able to walk out on his own. The way people were describing it, it is not a fucking work.
My man's part of a dynasty and he understands what he's supposed to do. Triple H and Paul Heyman said, live the gimmick right now, Jacob. Wear the boot. He's taking pictures with the boot. No way. He's like, oh, whatever. It's all right. It's all good. It's cool. And 2, they're not going to defend the tag team titles this coming Friday. It's the Bloodline, like you said. So he's going to walk with his belt with the boot. It's fine. It's all good.
Okay, so Jacob Fatu is really hurt, and some out there want to believe that it's a work. Okay, whatever. It's not. I don't know where y'all getting this shit from. I don't know. And yeah, I'm not gonna say this about you, Q, because it's not your thing. You don't do this. But there are too many people out there.
Wait. Can I ask you something? When you made that reaction, right? I know I didn't really read the comments. Was it a 50-50 split? Was it 60-40 your side? Or Or was it kind of like people said, no, it's a work? No, you're bugging.
No. I'll tell you right now. There's a bunch of motherfuckers is in there saying that it's a work.
Okay.
No doubt at all. No doubt about it.
And that's the beauty of it. Whether I'm right or you're right, that's the beauty of people talking about it, debating about it.
We got 23 comments. Most of them saying it's a work. Some people saying I hope it's a work.
Okay. Because we've seen it all, Track. It doesn't. Again, that's what it is. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm just looking at it from my eyes, and I've been studying the shit since Jacob debuted. He's been doing the shit. He did it in his debut on SmackDown. He did it. I think he did it in the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm replying to somebody right now saying it's called a work. I'm saying it's called an injury. But no, there are a lot of people in the comments who really believe this is a work.
That's the beauty of it.
And there's one person saying he's hearing rumors of a torn ACL and a broken ankle. He's saying it's definitely legit. He was basically trying not to break character into pain. But yeah, you can see that the way that, listen, I'm not a Samoan expert, but from the ways I've seen Samoans scream in character versus what I saw last night, that wasn't no Samoan character. That was a nigga in pain. That's what that was. That was a Samoan nigga in pain. And if we That's exactly what that was.
And if we find out otherwise that he was great at what he was doing, we're gonna give him an Emmy. So either way, it's a win-win. I hope he's not hurt. I think we all hope he's not hurt. Maybe he twinged. Maybe he twinged.
I would love for it. I would love for it to be a work, and I would love for it to be not a serious. And the funny thing is this. The funny thing is, if he is really hurt and it's not that bad, people are still gonna say it's a work. No matter what. No matter what. No, I don't believe that X-ray. Look, it's the same thing that they did with Vince McMahon. I don't believe that. That wasn't real. even though Vince McMahon was, even he was legit hurt somewhat. His ankle was a little bit fucked up.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this, man. We've been watching this for so long. Again, I'm not saying all of a sudden it is a work. The thing was, when you saw the table collapse, if the table did not collapse, everything's right because Jacob's trying to protect himself, but mostly he's trying to protect Cody Rhodes from being hurt. You cannot, that's your moneymaker first and foremost. You got to protect your moneymaker, Cody Rhodes.
If you go back to my reaction, you hear me almost say he shortened that jump. I saw it. He shortened it. I was about to say before we saw him get hurt, I was about to say he's got to clear that jump. This is the second time where I saw where it wasn't his full. And then I'm not complaining or anything. I'm just saying this is something that I noticed. Like, say if there was no Cody Rhodes, if he was just splashing on the table, his abdomen is hitting that table.
Yeah. You gotta protect him. Again, that's still a hard table. Even
but that's what I'm saying.
You gotta protect him.
He's not clearing the jump. On 2 occasions, he didn't clear the jump full. Like, he didn't get full air like he should have. Like we saw him in that fucking in the MLW show. He didn't get that type of air. So when I saw that, I was about to say, dude, you gotta stop shortening that jump. And that's when I saw that he was hurt. And I don't care what these niggas are saying. I don't care what you're saying. Unfortunately, he's hurt. Now, if they're going to play this off like you guys are saying, that's fine. But I'm telling you, the man is. We'll find out in weeks and in days to come. I say he's legit. I say if I'm wrong, fine.
Friday, he's going to be walking with a limp, with a boot, with his belt over his shoulder. And they're gonna want revenge, but again, this is part of the story.
They're not doing Vince shit where if you're hurt, they're just gonna keep you off TV. It would be like me saying CM Punk's injury wasn't work, but you see they still kept him on TV. I told you it wasn't work. If it wasn't a work, he would have been off TV. They're not keeping people off TV anymore like that, as you can see. They're letting people work through their injuries, not physically, but, in some sort of capacity. So expect it. It's going to be like CM Punk. He's going to be out there.
I'm with you, Track, with everything you said. But what happened in SummerSlam was they wanted to protect Jacob Fatu's heat and not get involved with Roman Reigns. Because that's first and foremost, remember what was happening here. They were protecting Jacob and Roman from having that confrontation, that face to face. Could you imagine, Track, if they did that at Cleveland Brown Stadium? I mean, Roman, the
All
tribal
right, look,
chief, the OTC, and then Jacob
let's
Fatu, the
let's
Samoan werewolf, looking at
let's
each other. Do you want Roman to
hold
super
on. Go
punch
ahead,
him?
keep going.
Do you want Roman to super punch him and then he comes up and then like kicks the shit out of him? It wasn't gonna work that way. You gotta protect that moment and you gotta protect that kind of altercation from happening. This is beauty. This is golden right there. You're protecting
All right,
Jacob Fatu and the moment.
let's analyze this. All right, let's play operation with this whole thing right now.
I hated that game.
Me too. What you're saying is that they had him take himself out in order to protect in order to protect this character who cannot be taken out by a regular person, even a champion. The only person that could take him out is Roman Reigns, right?
You know, they
He didn't
protected
want
that
them
spot. They protected that altercation from happening so quickly.
and his aura as
Right.
as well. So they didn't want them to have the face to face that night. So when they're gonna have the face to face?
Oh, it's coming.
Either or. Either or. What you wanted was that moment for Roman. They wanted a big moment for Roman, not just his return, but they wanted him to take out Jacob Fatu right then and there. It would have been the perfect moment. That's what these people do. They live and they build moments. That's their whole MO. A lot of times it's corny, a lot of times it's good, but that's always their drive. Of course, money is their ultimate drive, but you know what I mean. In the story, they just want to create these moments. That was a moment that they wanted to create in that arena, and it didn't happen. That's why I don't feel it was a work, because I don't see how they're just saving this face to face for another time. Nah, I can't buy that.
This is a different regime. You have to
I
remember that.
understand that, but
And
this
Vince
formula is
would have
still
done
the
what you
same.
said. Vince probably would have done what you said with the face to face too quickly. I think he's just trying. I think again, the fault of Triple H is he drags it out a little bit too much. But that's what he does. And I think people have been asking for just as long as the story makes sense and it plays out to where they want it. Because again, chapters happen. I'm not doing the Cody Rhodes story thing, but there are chapters here, Track. So this is going to be another chapter where they turn it into bad blood and they're going to work their way. They're try to work some magic to make it make sense for War Games. And Roman Reigns is going to be the ultimate kind of like not manipulator, but he's going to have to facilitate recruiting Jimmy Uso back, Jay
But you
Uso back.
see, there's
And
also the commentary. There's also the commentary. In any way, shape, or form, did the commentary get you feeling that was a work? They would have been talking. They would have had to describe what happened in a sense of that character. There's no way they do this as a work and don't have Corey Graves say, "This guy is so wild that he can only take himself out." That's what he would have said. Or something, in the realm of what I just said. It would have came off something like that. That's another thing. And I tell you what, I'll give triple fake enough props to know that he would put that in there. That he would have the commentators as speak as if the only way that this dude would have got himself hurt is if he did it himself. It would have been described that way. Some shit in that realm.
I hear
So
you, but I think Triple H again, his regime doesn't micromanage what goes into Michael Cole's ear, what goes into Pat McAfee or Corey Graves' ear. He entrusts them to at least get the bullet points out and then ad lib if need be. If that was Vince McMahon again, say this line, goddammit. Say it the way I want it. He's not doing that. There's nothing. That's why Michael Cole's having too much fun with this shit now. He's having the best fun.
well,
He's having
listen.
the best fun of his life. We'll
Let's
see.
not
Like you
pretend
said,
that
we will see.
let's not pretend that there's not somebody in Michael Cole's ear and Corey Graves' ear. There is. Is it like Vince? No, but they're definitely taking their leads. That's
Not to the point of
please.
micromanagement. Not to the point of micromanagement.
Not to the point of having a crazy old man, but there is somebody in his ear. They are leading. Let's just say that. But overall, whether or not it's a work or not, we'll see. But it was a great moment that they've been building for. This is something that they wanted since they decided that Roman was going to be the guy. everything was leading up until this face turn. The long ass title reign where it got so goddamn boring. The freaking long
Was
ass
boring to me.
bloodline story
Was
where
boring to me.
it was awesome, it was mad, then it was holy shit, and then it started to get mad, and then The Rock came in and saved it, and and then now it was mad, and then Roman comes back on Rock Aura and saves it. And I'm not even a big Roman Reigns fan. I'm just saying, I'm just calling it the way it is. And it's a testament to I guess you could say the real genius that is Paul Heyman. I'm saying this is all Paul Heyman's idea. No one, I'm not,
Not
and
disputing
until
that.
I hear different.
Not disputing
This
that.
is all
He's
Paul
the heaviest.
Heyman.
He's the heaviest bloodline contributing factor for all the stories that are playing out for the last 3 years.
I
It's been
mean,
documented, well documented.
look
You're
at it.
right.
Look at it. Look at it like this. Look at it like this. When, like I was saying, the long title reign, the long bloodline story, all of that was to make him this super babyface now when he came back. So much to the point that he is going to overshadow Cody. Not a lot of people addressing that, except for the PWHustle.
No.
Yeah.
You can have. I didn't say I'm not disagreeing with. I'm just saying you can have Hogan and Macho Man at the same time. You can still
And
make
that's what
tons
it
of money
is.
with Hogan. It is what it is. But they both made money. They both drew money. So whoever is whoever. But again, I'll say this: Cody Rhodes, Hustleites, learn your history. I'm the PWR guy. I'm the Pro Wrestling Reflection guy. Rhodes, the name Rhodes are the best chasers in wrestling history for the belt. They've never been the greatest.
Well, he
heavyweight
already
champion.
has the belt now. So
No, but
what is he
again,
chasing?
I'm just saying they're the best chasers for the belts. They've never been the greatest heavyweight champions in history. Les Rhodes was never the greatest heavyweight champion.
What are you
Was the
going
greatest
to
chaser.
do? Hold on. You built this dude up, okay? And I know if Billy Ray was here, he would not agree at all. But you built this dude up. Do you not see there's an issue here when Roman Reigns comes back and he's going to be more over than their current champion?
And then you can actually morph Cody Rhodes into what we saw at the Ring of Honor times with Bernard the Bear and his, with the suits and being politic. Oh, you didn't remember those days? You didn't remember those heel Cody days?
I would say, well, okay, so you're saying
you
you
don't
got to
remember
turn
those
him
heel
heel.
Cody? Yeah, you don't remember those heel Cody days?
Because that's what I wanted to hear.
People
That's exactly.
People want to see that. People do want to see that.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, the most scholarly, the most magnanimous, the most objective, the most effervescent, the most scholarly. He's the most scholarly. He's absolutely right. Now is the time to turn Cody Rhodes heel. Not yet.
It's he's still got the belt.
No, but hear me out.
Got the merch. He's still got the kids love him. You still gotta wait. You gotta wait.
Hear me out.
Okay, I'll hear you.
What makes him more of a heel than taking over the bloodline?
Wow.
You get him in a tag match with Roman. He turns on Roman. He George Solo. He's the new man. All right. And you have that. And you have him be such a listen, not only you have to, it's not enough to have Roman come back and be this babyface. But you have to strip him of everything. You have to make him so sympathetic that it's like, I can't believe this. No, they can't do this to Roman. Not Roman. And in order to do that, you got to pull his heart out. And you pull his heart out because you take Paul Heyman and you have him join with Cody. Because let me tell you something. This is something that I was reading in comments on WLR, and I said, you know what? They're absolutely right. Heel Paul Heyman don't work for me, brother. And that's a direct quote that I saw in the WLR comments. That does that work?
A heel Paul.
Does a face Paul Heyman work?
I think no matter what he does, it shields because we cheer for him. We laugh at him when he says his shtick. So it didn't matter when Brock Lesnar was a heel because we love when he was out there doing his promo. It's the same thing with Roman.
Okay.
I'm the wise man, no matter
Be
what.
that-
My name is
all right.
Paul Heyman. Heel or
Nevertheless-
face, he's good. He's almost bulletproof.
Nevertheless, you still take Paul Heyman away from Roman Reigns, align him with Cody. Cody is the ultimate heel. I mean, it's too soon. You're right. It's too soon. This is fantasy booking. This is fantasy booking.
Let Cody have the belt for 9 months, then he loses, and then we're all happy. He has a decent run. He's not gonna, don't give him a year run. It's too much. A 9
No, they
month
gotta
run,
give him a year. He's gotta be there next.
I don't want him.
He's gotta be at next
lose
WrestleMania as champion.
He can't. I'm just saying, you don't have to milk it for a year. You can do a 9 months and everything you said, because now the obsession with having the belt, he tasted it. You could do all that stuff. That's why I just said the heel Cody Rhodes of being obsessed with capturing the story. Like, he had the story in his hands, in his grasp, and then the story slips again. So he's got to redo it. That's the obsession. And he tasted it. He tasted the belt and he needs it. And then your Paul Heyman scenario could come out, because Paul Heyman only aligns himself with winners. You go from Brock to Punk to Roman to Cody. Oh my God, Paul Heyman is one of the greatest of all time with that kind of tree.
I feel a heel turn as champion is just more diabolical.
But here's the problem with the Roman scenario, because what are we punishing Roman? Because again, is he paying for his sins of manipulating Jimmy and Jay for his own doings? Are we doing that? Because again,
well, yeah, I think he's got he should have a hill to climb. It shouldn't just be them coming ultimately to come back to help their cousin.
But logically, it doesn't make sense, because Roman, the shirt said it, OTC, original tribal chief. You gotta take it from me. You didn't take nothing from me. I just went away to regroup myself.
No, but I mean, when the Usos align again with Roman, they have to do with Roman that they was doing with Jimmy. I mean, what they were doing with Jay. You got to earn our trust back. They shouldn't just come back and just help him after all the shit that man put them through.
Right,
as the tribal chief.
That's part of the arc where you see Roman go to Raw and try to recruit Jey Uso back.
He's gonna have to have the trials of Hercules, or the 12 labors of Hercules, what the hell it's called. But he's gonna have to go through his shit. He's got crosses to bear, and that's the way it is. And so overall, SummerSlam, not a bad show, cool stories, good angles, beginning of good feuds. Too many run-ins. It felt like freaking WCW Nitro in 2000. Too many damn run-ins, and I think there was a run-in in every match except for one. Or some type of interference. But overall, man, I dug the show. I gave it an 8. I enjoyed it. People were saying it was fantastic. You know what? Yeah, 7.5 is where I'll go to, because people were saying it was fantastic, and I didn't think it was actually fantastic. So I will go with 7.5 too.
This is not me trolling Hustleites, but Logan Paul is flawless. He's effortless. He makes this shit look too
easy. God, I don't want to go back to that, but he makes it look easy. Yeah, he made it look dangerous that night.
And he was flawless.
Listen, no.
He made LA Knight look. He made an LA Knight match almost the match of the night.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. And I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, the moonsault was impressive. That was impressive. The match itself, I thought these niggas were going to kill themselves and or each other. I'm like, somebody's going to get hurt here. Number one, I've been saying that as much as an LA Knight fan as I am, that guy is in the ring, he's shaky sometimes. Sometimes I get nervous for him because he's not pacing himself like I think he should be. I'm not an expert. I'm just giving you my opinion. So going into this match, who was carrying who? Logan Paul shouldn't be carrying anybody. As good as he is, he ain't there to be carrying. He ain't a veteran. So I'm assuming. I'm assuming LA Knight was doing the carrying.
I thought it was Logan. I'm steering away from the politics. It's just Logan Paul just made it look flawless. I'm not talking about his politics or all that stuff. We're not talking about anything that happened in the Olympics.
I felt he shit. I felt match wise, both of them shit the bed tonight, especially when it came to that damn suplex. That shit looked disgusting.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, come on, man. But yeah, and this is again why I'm giving it a 7.5. But I gotta change the give the ratings a little bit go a little bit lower. But yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way it was, and that's the way it's gonna be as far as that pay-per-view was concerned. Good one, and let's just hope that the shows follow up and the angles is good because we got some more shit to talk about and more shit.